Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video when we went back to the 1980s with Corey Hart. We looked at this song, Never Surrender, which is all about going out on your own. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to 1950 in Hollywood, California. Charlene Marilyn D'Angelo was born, and she would get signed at the age of 23 to Motown Records. As Charlene Duncan, there were some singles that didn't chart so well in 73 and 74. And so she did devote herself to songwriting. She's becoming known as a songwriter. And she was just assisting other artists with the production and demos and that sort of stuff. In 1976, she did release a self-titled album, and we've got It Ain't Easy Coming Down. Got a studio version of that one below. This song got to 97 in the Hottest 100 and number 13 in the adult contemporary charts, and very much Charlene, who we're talking about today, she would adopt this name eventually, was becoming known as an R&B singer, and he's listing a very, very beautiful voice indeed, and just really, really compelling on screen. Things went a little bit quiet for Charlene at this point. It wasn't until 1982 she'd already had a go at. She'd already released the song that you just got to talk about when you talk about Charlene, but it did not go so well back then. But it wasn't until 1982 Scott Shannon, a local DJ with WRBQ FM, said, "Hey, remember that song I've Never Been to Me? Well, it's actually really good. I actually quite like this song, and I reckon, hey Charlene, why don't you, because I noticed you've left the music industry a little bit, why don't you come back and give this song another go?" And that's exactly what happened. And what actually happened from here was an absolutely massive, massive, massive worldwide hit. This got to number 3 in the Hottest 100, got to number 1 in Australia, Canada and Ireland, in the top 10 in Belgium, Netherlands, UK, New Zealand and Norway. The song I've Never Been to Me, it's an interesting one, this one, and it's quite unique in many, many ways, for its intensity, its heartfelt lyrics, and its pleading almost. The story very much is around a woman who has tasted all of life, talking to a young mum who's feeling a bit discontent and a bit regimented and all the rest of it, and saying, you know what? I wish I had what you have right now, because I'm actually really, really lonely. But let me tell you a little bit about my life. She's been to Nice, and she's been to the Greece, and she's shipped champagne on yachts. You can imagine, sipping champagne on a yacht in Monte Carlo. She talks about the glamour. She talked about being sought after by men, including a preacher guy. They made love in the sun. And she talks about the fact she was being undressed by kings. She's been in king bedchambers. She has been in Monte Carlo. She's experienced everything that life could possibly give her. She's made the most absolutely of everything. Very much a goddess in Europe. And goddesses do enjoy a certain amount of fun, let's just say, a certain amount of glamour, a certain amount of being sought after and wanted and desired. And this story well and truly has all of that. But she's moved forward, and she's looking back on that life and think, God, I wasted it. Sure, I enjoyed all of that stuff. It's pretty cool and pretty fun. But you know what? It's led nowhere. I'm lonely now. I wish I had a nice man in my life. I wish I had a child that you're holding right now. I wish I had love. There's just no love there. And the realization of her life, looking back, it's interesting how we always look back at life and think, oh, okay, yeah, rightio. And we think, Yeah, and one of the key lines in the song, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. She talks about running from one thing to another, putting off that never be to me thing. I don't want to do that because, I'm having so much fun right now that me will catch up with that at some point. I'm sure life will work out for me in the end. Well, the sad thing about this song is it doesn't. I mean, to sip champagne on yachts, to be in Monte Carlo, to be undressed by kings in their bedchambers, to actually make love with a preacher man under the sun. It all sounds pretty exciting, cool, doesn't it? But she does really wish for the life of the woman that she's singing to. Hey, you know what? You've got a man that loves you. You'll be in his arms tonight, and you've got a beautiful child. That's love. I will never know love. I've never been to me. In this day and age, I think, of the fast-pacedness of it, social media as well, where we've got to put up a certain image. And I know for me, I certainly try to keep it pretty real if I can. What you see is what you get with me. That we are putting off the real person a little bit, perhaps. We're just putting that person off to the side and pretending to be something else. You're thinking, well, there's not two versions of me. Well, you know what? There is. There's a public face, isn't there? Then there's the one when you're in your bedroom on your own. And that's the one that speaks loudly and says, hey, what about me? We don't want to go forward in life to be lonely, to think that life has passed us by when we thought we'd made the most of life, but really we're just putting off the inevitable, and that is, hey, the real person will stand up and say, what about me, at some point. So, yes, paradise is all around us. Well, what we think is paradise. I must admit, I recently went to paradise in Vanuatu, on a beautiful island there, and me and my partner, we went there and we had a beautiful time. We were real, we were honest, and all that sort of stuff. There is paradise, absolutely, but it's a paradise by two people who are happy, know who they are, and are content. So you can enjoy paradise more. You kind of know that you just can be you there. So yeah, paradise is possible, absolutely, and I think I can say about the last holiday that our real selves were in paradise, which is pretty cool, as opposed to going to an island where you got your drinks, you've got your beautiful views, you've got your beautiful food, you've got very nice hospitality, and you just it's like fake. You pretend there, you're not real there. And you leave thinking, well, that was really great, but here I am back in my room again. It will catch up with us at some point. So if there is this little murmur inside you that's not happy, not content, perhaps looking for a bit of real, bit of honesty, don't ignore it, because that voice is only getting it stronger and stronger and stronger as the tricks that we use in life continue and one by one to stop working. We don't want to be like that. We actually want paradise, but we want to be real in paradise. So this song is quite unique in many ways. It's honesty, it's warning. It's also, celebrating the life that this girl had. So there are some fond memories that she had of those times, and she looks back with a bit of fondness, but at the same time she's thinking, oh, I could have lived life just that little bit differently as well. So this song's quite unique in many ways, and Charlene was just the girl with her beautiful looks and also beautiful voice to deliver it. And as I've said, an absolutely massive song around the world. So below we've got the official clip, which shows all of the bits of the song. We've also got a TV clip as well. Charlene unfortunately wouldn't really ever follow up this success with another song, but between 1976 and 1984 there were 6 studio albums and 18 singles. and there are also 4 soundtrack appearances as well. But a legacy of the song, there have been some shows, including Will and Grace and Shrek the Third, which this song was part of. And so it's just one of these go-to songs that many TV shows have actually just gone to, I suppose, to bring out particular moments in shows. So this song has a pretty big legacy to it. But you know, it doesn't. If this was Charlene's only hit, it doesn't matter. It was huge, and she can actually put a hand on her heart and say, "Hey, I had a massive worldwide hit," and so it's pretty cool to be able to say that, I believe. So it's good to be able to give Charlene a bit of a go today. So the links to those 3 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Corey Hart, so if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflection Through Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see you all here. Well, next time we're going to get on to Kesha. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.